Hi, my name is Bennett with Answers Not Excuses Fitness Training. Today is Trainer Tip Tuesday. What we're going to do today is go over a different lunge variation that maybe you haven't tried before, and you might find it more helpful for you when you're warming up. So what we're going to look at today is going to be a different variation of a walking lunge. This could also be done stationary, typically done in a reverse fashion, but what we're going to look at doing is going to be a walking crossover lunge. Now, there's a lot of people when they do lunges, they'll go like, oh, I'm doing lunges in all these different planes of motion. So they think they're going here, they're going here, and they're going here. When a lot of times people literally lunge here, will turn their whole body, lunge here, turns their whole body, lunges here. It's the same damn lunge. It doesn't change anything. You would have to change it, whether it's lateral, coming forward in a different plane of motion, or like potentially if I was going back and I was rotating. But what we're going to do is going to be a crossover lunge. So essentially when I do a lunge, my one foot comes forward. It's basically, depending on the variation you're doing, the same width as your shoulders, ballpark a little bit. It's typically not way out here unless I'm doing a lateral lunge, which I did earlier, but we're going to do a walking crossover lunge. So what we need to remember when you do a regular lunge, when you go forward, you're going to have your ankle right below your knee. You're going to have all the weight on your heel. Your foot's going to be flat on the ground, and you're going to drive up out of that front heel, squeezing your butt all the way through. So when I come forward, this is a 90-degree angle. I'm going to press up, come all the way up. Okay. So no matter what, I'm going to keep my feet pointed forward, because if I don't, that's going to affect my knees. Imagine trying to drive your car straight and your wheels turned out. So there's a time and place for everything. Now's not the time and place for this. So what we're going to do, just like if we were going to do a regular walking lunge like this, we're going to do that walking crossover lunge. And what this is going to do is actually load your hips up a little bit more. You're going to feel a little bit different stretch in there potentially. It's going to work on your balance and coordination a little bit too. So instead of just bringing my right foot forward in front of me, I'm actually going to shade it over my left leg. Now again, both feet are going to stay pointed forward this whole time. So when I do this, I'm loading up this hip. I'm keeping both feet pointed forward. I'm going to press up and I'm going to swing this leg over and in front of me. A big problem people have when they do this is they're too skinny, or they didn't take a big enough step forward. Now I can't even bend my legs, they just hit each other. So I would need to step further forward in order to come through. So if I'm heading that way from behind, that's going to look like this. I'm kind of weaving. So you're just throwing that one leg in front of you off to the side. You're going to load that up. You're going to swing it over. So you're going to be challenging your small glute muscles, your medius and minimus, a lot more just by doing that. It's not typically you're going to see a lot of weight with. You're not going to be sitting there just trying to max it out. But as far as like a lower body day, or just even a warm up just for your hips, this is an excellent exercise to do, and something that you can incorporate at the beginning of your workout or even the end. Now, if you don't have a lot of space, you can always do a stationary reverse lunge. So this is typically how I'm going to train people initially, because it's going to be easier for them to locate where they need to be at. So for this one, we're going to do a reverse crossover lunge. So instead of in front of me and shade it over, I'm going to go behind me and shade it behind. Now what I also want to do here is I don't want to just fall back, put all my weight on that back leg. I'm going to keep most of my weight on this front leg. So this back leg is just a kickstand. Now if you feel comfortable with your balance and where your placement is with that, you could just alternate back and forth. A lot of times people have a harder time figuring out where this is at first, locating that. They need to look in the mirror or whatever. It's more of a feel thing. If you've done enough reps, you kind of got it. But that's definitely something you can try too. So that is an excellent exercise. Like I said earlier, you can add either at the beginning of your workout or the end to kind of finish things off. I typically like it for the beginning to get that blood flowing throughout my legs and just to loosen up my hips. So that was Trainer Tip Tuesday, and I hope you enjoyed it.